Obtaining the top rank in a Metal Gear Solid game isn't easy, so a lot of people like to follow a guide to know what to do next. But looking at a guide might waste your in-game time. So today we're going to answer the question, can you stop the game clock? Let's find out. What we're going to do is look at the different games, Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3, and we're going to get to the first available save point and then make a save. When we save the game, we get a timestamp to see how far we've progressed with the in-game time. So the first time that I'm going to save it here in Metal Gear Solid 1 is at the 5-minute mark. Once we make note of that, we're going to close out of the codec menu and then simply pause the game by hitting the start button or the options button. And we're going to wait here for 2 minutes. After that, we're going to unpause the game, call Mei Ling back, and we're going to save the game once again. For comparison's sake, I'm going to create another save block right next to it, and you'll see that the time is still at the 5-minute mark, which means that yes, we were able to pause the game timer simply by pausing the game. Now let's test Metal Gear Solid 2. We're going to create a new game, and the first save opportunity that we get is aboard the tanker. We have to go through some opening cutscenes and a codec conversation with Otacon. Once we get past that, we'll call Otacon back with the save frequency, and we're going to make a new save file. So here's our new data. We're going to save it at the 29-second mark. Let's close out the codec menu, and then we're simply going to pause the game just by hitting that start or options button, and we'll sit here for 60 seconds. When we're done, we're going to unpause the game, call Otacon back, and we're going to make our second save. So a reminder that we were at the 29-second mark, and with our new data, we are now coming in at the 46-second mark. So instead of adding a whole minute onto our time, we only added 17 seconds, which is comprised of the time going in and out of the codec menu. So here you can see that yes, once again, you are in fact able to pause the game timer. Now let's test Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. This one will be interesting because how the pause works in this game is very different from the other games. We're going to once again create a new game, and we're going to get to the first available save point, which is right after you pick up your backpack from the tree in the opening area. So now we're going to call paramedic, and we're going to make our very first save. We'll create a new file, and we'll see that our first save is at the 1 minute and 40-second mark.
Hey, Snake.
Let's skip the rest of the codec conversation, and then we're going to open up the survival viewer by hitting start or the options button. And at this point, we're going to wait 3 minutes. Because you can interact with the survival viewer to change your camo and face paint and backpack and weapons, it doesn't behave the same way as what a normal pause would be. So when we call paramedic, we would expect the time to be around 1 minute and 40 seconds, but as you can see here, it's now over 5 minutes. So no, going into the survival viewer does not stop the clock. I started over and made a new save at the 4 minutes and 29-second mark just to test it again. So now we're going to close this conversation out and then go into the survival viewer, but go to the options tab. Now, we can't interact with this one so much, so let's sit here for 3 minutes and see, does this different kind of menu have an impact on the game clock? Once that's done, we're going to now call paramedic again, and we're going to see if the options menu had any sort of impact on our game timer. And then we're going to create another save file, and we're expecting 4.5 minutes, but we get over 8 minutes. So no, that did not stop the clock either.
Hey, Snake.
Well, we've got one more option, and that's going to be to suspend the game entirely by bringing it back to the PlayStation home menu. So I'm going to do that and then just wait here for about 4 minutes, and we're going to see if we're going to be at that 8-minute mark, or are we closer to 12 minutes when we come back in. So we're going to resume the game, call paramedic, and check on the time once again. When we save the game, we're at over 12 minutes. So no, even suspending the game keeps that clock running. There is no way to pause the in-game timer in Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. The time seems to run through all codec messages, all cutscenes, all actions, all menus, and even when you suspend the game. It seems crazy that that happens, but it seems to be true. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you did, be sure to give me a like and also hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this in the future. Until next time, have a good day.